So, 12 more stupid sentences and then we move on. Mary helps the boy. The boy is helped by Mary. Mary is helping the boy. The boy is being helped by Mary. Mary has helped the boy. The boy has been helped by Mary. Mary helped the boy. Helped. The boy was helped by Mary. Mary was helping the boy. The boy was being helped by Mary. Mary had helped the boy. The boy had been helped by Mary. Mary will help the boy. The boy will be helped by Mary. Mary is going to help the boy. To be going to. The boy is going very good. The boy is going to be helped by Mary. This is so stupid. I miss Stefan. This is really stupid. But anyways, yes. Well, Mary will have helped the boy. The boy will have been helped. Will have been helped by Mary. The boy is helped. So it just goes on and on. So this is how stupid it is. The question, was the boy helped by Mary? But actually, when do we use them in actual tenses and sentences? Okay, remember, just a couple days back, I started reading an IELTS text. Especially in formal text, you see passive all the time. In so many different contexts, but in real. They're usually used in simple present form. People are required, are expected. It is thought that. You are expected to do this and that. The passengers are expected. The students of the school are expected to speak English only. In rules, in regulations. They don't want to say who expects them to do that. Darby doesn't say, oh, it's not me, it's me. It's Matt in Vancouver. You talking Matt? No, it's not me, it's Darby. So Darby, no, it's Ray. So it's like they don't want to say like who, somebody. Now, I'll be giving you some of these nice sentences. Again, we have some more stupid examples. I don't need them right now. Tom opens the door, the whole door is opened by Tom. No. Yeah? But sometimes, yes. Shakespeare wrote that play. So, Shakespeare wrote Hamlet. So, Hamlet was written by Shakespeare. So, basically what I want to tell you is this. If they give me the sentence, Shakespeare wrote that play, who wrote the play? Shakespeare. Hamlet. Shakespeare. Yeah. Who wrote Hamlet? Shakespeare. I would say, usually I wouldn't say Hamlet was written by Shakespeare. Hamlet's written by Shakespeare. So in conversations, Hamlet's written by Shakespeare. Who is it written by? It's written by. Yes, it was written by, but I say it's written by Shakespeare. Waitresses and waiters serve customers. Waitresses, look, I want you to understand grammar orally. I don't want you to look at grammar. I want you to understand it orally. Because production of language. Now, one problem we have with certain people coming from, especially from East Asia, I know there's more emphasis in schools on grammar than speaking. So, what happens is we have good grammar coming out and good writing sometimes, but not good speaking. So if you can use that grammar in your speech, that basically means you can also use that in your writing. But if you can use it in your writing, that doesn't mean you can use it in your speech. If I can see that in your speech, using, and let me tell you what, some voices like passive, it's used by more academic people. Because it's more complicated. Some tenses are used more by academic people because they are more complicated. When you are used to reading academic books all the time, you sound more academic because that's your language, that becomes your language. 20 years of teaching at university, studying, doing research, changes you. The person you are, your language, everything about you. 20 years of nursing would change your character partly. Because every day, for 8 hours, you practice nursing. You become a nurse. That's why we have stereotypes for doctors, for nurses, for truck drivers, for pizza people, delivery guys, for wrestlers, for hockey players. He's playing professional hockey 8 hours a day, so he's like a hockey player. He speaks like a hockey player, walks like a hockey player, talks like a hockey player. Same thing with people. So passive is actually used more by more educated people, by more academic people, because the texts that are more formal use passive more. Now, waitresses and waiters serve customers. So, customers are served by waitresses. The teacher is going to explain the lesson. By the teacher, but not a very natural sentence. Bill will invite Anne to the party. Yeah, you see, you sometimes say, hey, there's a party. Am I invited? Like, it means, am I invited? We use it, it's passive. But the question was not, has she invited me? Or you can say, am I invited? Can I come? Am I invited? You even ask her, she has a party. Am I invited to your birthday party? Of course, after today. Is Jack invited? So, you say, yes, she has invited him too. So, in actual speech, it's a little different how we use it, but it's passive. Am I invited? Yes, you are invited. She invites me, then I am invited. But we never say she invites me. Actually, she is going to invite me. Yes. Am I invited? Of course. You're top of the list. I'm sure she's going to invite you. How could you not? I'm sure. So it's not like, oh, she's going to invite him. So am I going to be invited? Will I be invited? Sometimes say, will I be invited? Yeah. So in actual conversation, learn it in actual conversation. So even when you go for the speaking test, when you use passive, when you use different tenses, but in natural way, the guy is looking at you. So when somebody asks you about your best friend, and you maybe use some of the character words that we talk about here, or you use some of the physical words, oh, she's not only my best friend, she's the most beautiful friend I've had, she's like this and that, and you say it fast and fluently and coherently, that's an 8, that's an 8.5, that's a 7.5, that's a 9. Oh yes, my best friend, that's a 3. Yeah? A little bored is a 4. Yeah, of course you don't have to do many of those things if you want maybe 4. Alex is preparing the report. Yeah, I'm looking for natural sentences more. Okay. Using the passive. Rice is grown in India. Yes, we usually use it this way. Yeah? Rice is grown in India. Our house was built in 1980. Yes. Because no one knows who built this house. If I know, yeah. But this is a good native structure. Our house was built in 1980. The olive oil was imported from Kretz in wherever. In this country, oil is normally imported from Mexico, for example. Or I can say the United States imports oil from Life on the Mississippi was written by Mark Twain. My aunt made this rock, so this rock was made. But in actual spoken English, this rock is made by my aunt, or has been made by my aunt. So it's not like giving you one sentence and changing it. You actually automatically, naturally use passive. Oh, this is made by hand. Is this made by hand? Yes, it's handmade. It means, if I say, this is made by hand, it's a good example of natural and grammatical English. So if I say this is made by hand, if you want to give me the active sentence for it, what should it be? This marker is made by hand. It should be, hand makes this marker.
Someone made it.
Or someone makes the marker, because it is made, according to those rules. But I should say, someone has made it. So even the active sentence for the passive one naturally would be different than someone makes it. It would be present perfect. And if I want to change that back to passive according to the rules, it should be, this has been made by someone, or by hand. But I can simply say this is made by hand. Is this made by hand? Or has this been made? I'll move on. Some more sentences and...
Can I ask why?
Yes.
Why it has been made? Why you change it and it has been made?
Because if I say, this is made, it should be, someone makes it.
Yeah.
But we never say, hey, someone makes it by hand. Either someone made it, or someone has made it. It's, this has been made by hand, right? We say this is made by hand. So in actual conversation, sentences are different from grammar books. Someone gave an award to Mrs. Lee. An award was given to Mrs. Lee. So these are some examples, and then there are some sentences. Someone stole your watch. My watch was stolen. Your book is open. Give the first cue to speaker B. Your book is closed. Change. Give the second cue. Some of these. Someone robbed the bank. What happened to the bank? The police caught the bank robber. Did the bank robber get away? These are active. So, change it, whatever. So I'm just trying to give you some examples of modals. What are modals? This is a Kelly class tonight. Can, what? Will, would, shall, should. Huh? Modals? Give me modals. Can,
Will.
can, could. Shall, should. Will, would. Someone said may. May, might.
Be able. Must.
Must.
Yeah, no. Must.
Who is it? What do you usually say with the past tense of must is? Had to.
Has to.
Had to.
Okay.
So have to or has to? Had to. Ought to? Things like that. Remember we talked about it, would have, should have, could have. You could have told me. You should have told me. Now, he can open the door. The door can be opened. She may, what? Break the window. The window may be broken. But again, here, don't you think that active and passive usually are changeable to each other? You can change them grammatically, but in terms of use, we use them differently and in different sentences. Such as, Tom will be invited to the picnic. Tom will be invited to the picnic. The window can't be opened. We don't usually say it this way. We say the window won't open. It won't open. It won't open means it can't be opened. We never say it can't be opened. Stupid sentence, grammatically. The good thing about IELTS or other tests is you don't need stupid sentences. You need actual conversational sentences. I just want you to be familiar with this and then throw this away and use actual spoken English. When you see a text, to be able, oh, this is the way to use passive. A native speaker never says like, this window can't be opened. You're trying, it won't open. Hey, that door is locked. It's broken. That won't open, man. Don't waste your time. It won't even open. It's locked. It's broken. That won't open. Try the next one. And they don't say it doesn't open, because in this case, I talked to her, but she won't listen. This won't doesn't mean will not. This won't means doesn't, and you're angry that she doesn't. I keep telling her and she won't listen. I'm trying to open this door, but it won't open. This book had better be returned to the library before Friday. So, this letter ought to be sent before. Fred is supposed to be told the letter should have been sent last week. Yes. Yes, used. Someone should have sent this letter last week. This letter should have been sent last week. This house must have been built over 200 years ago. Deduction in the past. I think someone must have built this house 200 years ago. This house must have been built 200 years ago. Must have been built, right? Should have been. Must have been. All of this have been. I should have killed you. You should have been killed. I will have finished. The lesson will have been finished. May have killed her. She may have been killed. Must have been built. He must have built it 200 years ago. Someone must have built this house 200 years ago. The house must have been built. So must will have been built. And again, if it's continuous, then being. Perfect continuous. Continuous being. Perfect continuous been being. Now, spending a lot of time like stupidly on these things, that's the stupidest thing you can do. My job, the best thing we can do is not going to stupid grammar classes, spending 1 week on this, doing every exercise, reviewing this, knowing that there are 12 sentences, knowing that there are natural ways and unnatural ways, trying to find the natural ways, and trying to learn them. I'm so happy because everybody's so dead. It's over. I know. And I wanted to say that I'm so happy because everybody's so dead now. Yes, that's when I'm really happy. The door is old. The door is green. I locked the door 5 minutes ago. The door was locked by me 5 minutes ago. Same old, same old. So basically, that's it. The final point I want to mention, and that's a minute, about passive, and then we're done with passive, hopefully, because I don't want to waste more time with passive, is there are some phrases that naturally use passive. The phrase is naturally in passive form. For example, to be accustomed to doing something. Yeah, Canadians are accustomed to doing something. What? God knows. To saying sorry. Sorry, sorry, sorry. No, sorry. That's it. They bump into each other. Everybody says, sorry, sorry. Like so. And to be acquainted with. I'm acquainted with. Are you acquainted with the latest technology? Are you familiar with? To be addicted to be annoyed with. I will give you a bunch of these. These are good as expression. And next time we will just work on some of these phrases that naturally happen. And then I will just try to read some natural examples. I asked you, I kind of begged you, to come up with, please, have a look at some internet articles and come up with actual texts where passive is actually naturally used by the writer. Naturally used, it's there, oh, it's passive. It's good, it helps. We'll do this practice tomorrow. Maybe I give you a piece and I tell you, I'll ask you to find a passive and let's talk about it. I'll do it, don't worry, don't do anything at home.
So government is
Thank you. Ouch, sorry.